Welcome to the cabin. Today I want to tell you a little more about our cabin in the woods, where I found it, from start to finish, how long it took to build, what I've done since, and everything in between. Let's get into it. My family loves to travel, and the desire to build something like this started probably 10 years ago. We love state parks, and we've traveled around to a lot of state parks here in Pennsylvania. And one perk that we have here is that a lot of these parks have little rustic cabins. We've stayed in a bunch of them across the state, and in early 2025, we thought it might be nice to have something for ourselves. Something small for our family, change of scenery, get out of the house and explore a little bit. So we started to look. Now, we knew we had some restrictions. We had, of course, financial restrictions and also what I'm capable of doing. So we looked around at different companies, and there are pre-built options, and there are full build options, and just plans options, and we had some restrictions, like where we wanted to put it or where we thought we wanted to put it at the time. There was no road. So, how do you get something pre-built back into where you want to be, right? Deep in the woods. So we found a company called Jamaica Cottage Shop, and they had a bunch of different options for us. We were looking down through all of them, and, from big to small, and we laid out some measurements to see, okay, so how big could we go, or how big do we really want to go, and what can we afford? We kept looking around a little bit, but we just kept coming back to Jamaica Cottage Shop. Their stuff looked really cool, and I learned that these kits are pre-cut. So what that means is all the lumber for the whole building comes in bundles, and everything's labeled. So I thought, that's kind of interesting. And I love to build, so I thought this might be a really cool challenge. So we researched more and more, and we found this specific style. So this is their Vermont cottage style, and we loved it because it has this big front porch. That was one thing that we wanted the morning sun to come up in. And we thought that with this front porch here, big windows on the front, that's going to be really cool. So around March 15th, 2025, I placed an order. We took a leap and we thought, let's do it. So once I put the order in, I got a lot of new information, like, how to build your site and how to prepare for the delivery and all of these things that are really important. And I dove right in. So once the weather warmed up a little bit, I started on the site prep. Had to be level and square, obviously, and backfilled with gravel. All that information is within the order and the welcome kit. I staked out an area, 16 by 20, which is the size of this building specifically. And then I went beyond that, as per the instructions, and leveled out a spot here. So I had to dig into the hill a little bit on the backside, and then I backfilled it with this 2A gravel. So this stuff packs down. It's really nice for driveways and stuff like this, little pads. There's 22 and a half tons of full triaxle load here, and it's about 12 inches thick. I worked on this pad throughout the spring, and then I got notice that on June 4th, the building would be delivered. So I was really, really excited. One cool thing about buildings from Jamaica Cottage Shop is that they have free delivery. So I found an excavation company that was local to where I'm at, and they had the equipment to unload it from the tractor trailer. So they agreed and everybody was on board. And then on June 4th, it was delivered. That was a really, really exciting day for me. And it was like the start of something new. So we got all the lumber here and delivered, and these big bundles, they're super long and heavy. And, it's like this daunting task, like, okay, well, now the work starts, right? So I picked a spot. It's about a quarter mile from this location, since we're pretty much in the woods here. I had to build a road in when I built the pad. So I picked a spot with lots of room and, prepared to organize all of this lumber. But what's really nice about these kits is that they're all labeled, both colored and numbered, and it just allows you to easily organize things. And that was helpful for us because I wasn't unloading this lumber where I was building it. I had to transport it quite a ways away. So that was really helpful. We were able to unload the first few steps and get them up here and start on it. This isn't a building tutorial, so I'm not going to go through each and every step of building, but I will show you some pictures, and just know that it was really enjoyable. I loved building this. The steps were clear, we knew what was coming next, and we could organize things if we had to take a little bit of time off. Here's a little example of the instruction booklet here. You can see many pages in here, but you can see just here the different colors, and they just make it so easy to understand. If you have any building experience, you can kind of see how this is put together. Starting with the decking, we worked our way up. The frame of the building came together, the loft, the roofing, and next thing you know, the shell of the building was in place. So around July 15th, the building that I ordered was done. Didn't take us that long to put together. About a month, month and a half. And most of the time I had one other person helping me. You can do a lot of things yourself, but some of these boards are pretty long and heavy, especially the high ones. And it's just good to have another set of hands to help get these boards up and secured. Once the structure was up, I focused on making it a little more comfortable. We added a little bit of furniture. I knew I wanted to add a wood stove, so I worked on some insulation and paneling where I was going to put that. Then I poured the hearth, so I built a little frame and concrete and used some stones from around the building site here and made a really cool hearth. We got the stove installed, the flue pipe, all of that stuff. Then I worked on the walls and the trim, and I added the food prep space and the countertop, and then I did some cabinets and lots of really cool projects. Still more to come, but I'm really, really happy with where it is right now. You really can't do this with minimal tools. I mean, you get all of the nails and all the hardware and everything in the kit. One thing I decided to do was purchase a Milwaukee battery-powered nailer. So I had to find the nails that were to the same specs as the ones that I had from Jamaica Cottage Shop. So that took a little bit of time to find the right thing, but that saved me a lot of time. The other thing that was helpful to have was a circular saw. 99% of the time you don't need it, but for some of the finishing cuts, it's just really helpful to have around. I really, really enjoyed building this cabin. And even to this day, every time I look at it, I'm surprised I did it. But Jamaica Cottage Shop really does make it easy. If you're looking at building something like this, even smaller or bigger, I put a link in the description of this video. Go check them out. The customer service is really, really great. They make the building process really easy with the labeling, and they're always there if you have questions. They sent me the cut list so I could look and make sure I had everything too, and that was really helpful. I hope this explanation was helpful. I'm happy to answer any specific questions you have. Just let me know in the comments. Take a second, subscribe to the Backwoods workshop. Lots of videos out here at the cabin and in my workshop. I love to build. So if you're into that type of thing, you're going to love it here. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.